as it is. But Contender Series, obviously, I remember we were speaking last fight, like when you was in Sydney, actually, and you were talking about how hard the Contender Series is, because it's like, you said that was almost mentally more challenging than being in the...
The Contender Series is the hardest thing I've ever done, and I think it will remain the hardest thing I've ever done. Even now, like, I have ambitions to fight for a title, and I really think I can get there. I still think like the fight week of a title fight won't be as hard as Contender Series was.
So is this because of because it's do or die in a way, or
do or die? So there's a few factors that make it really hard. Number one is that it's performance based and at like a macro level. So on a micro level, I'm always performance based. For example, I just beat Herbert very stylishly, and instantly the way like the feedback I'm getting and stuff, I know that the UFC's happy, right? As opposed to like when I beat Jamal, split decision, good fight. Like they weren't unhappy with me or anything, but there's a difference, right? Yeah. But that's micro. Macro, your performance is like, even if you win, if we're not thrilled with it, we just won't take you. So there's this.
Well, it's an entertainment business at the end of the day.
Exactly. So there's this pressure of winning isn't enough. I have to win in a way that grabs their attention. So you've got that on the back of your mind, and then they do all these little things that make it tougher for you. So you're not allowed to use the UFC Performance Institute because you're not part of the UFC. Yeah. Even though you're fighting under the Zuffa banner, it's a separate company. It's Dana White Contender Series. You're not in the UFC, so you don't get any of the benefits of being in the UFC. Even like the gear they give you is like, it feels like they've gone to Kmart and grabbed like board shorts off the shelf, red and blue, shirts, and just stamped Dana White's Contender Series on it. It's trash gear. They put you in the cheapest hotel on the strip, and you have to walk through like the smokers area in the casino to get to this training room they've got set up, which is on the casino floor, just with like curtains put up essentially. And then on top of all that, you walk out and there's no crowd. It's dead silent, right? And you just got Dana sitting there. It's like the biggest pressure cooker you could ever imagine. And then even after the fight, you sit there and you're like, did I do enough? Did I do enough? Yeah. And I went out there and I sat next to a guy, and I was so nervous because I knew like I beat him up really bad, but it was very like grappling heavy and like the finish wasn't super impressive. It was kind of like the ref had just seen enough, too much damage. It wasn't like I had him rocked or anything. Yeah. And I sat next to the guy next to me, and he'd won by like a first round submission. So he was pretty calm, and I said, oh, do you think I did enough? And he was like to me, no one's ever been on Contender Series and got a finish and not got in. And I was like, okay, that makes me feel better. So then I kind of relaxed a little bit. Yeah. But then Dana started talking, and he was like, oh, you know, the thing with Jack is he looked like a one-trick pony. And I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, all this work, and I'm back to square one. And he's like, I'm going to take him. And I was like, oh, fuck. And it was just such a relief. I wasn't even excited, really. I was just relieved. I was oh. But then, like Perth, my debut, I was super excited.
So, you know, when he's talking, like, because it's only like 15 seconds, really, what he's giving his thing about it. How long did that feel?
Oh, it felt like forever. Like it would never end.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.